Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So this season's Prestige Cup car, the Charger SRT Hellcat Redeye, happens to also be one of the Dodges that would actually get you pretty far in live racing. That is because it is essentially, at lower upgrades, a decent car with good evo. And as you've seen in my recent video about live lobbies and lobby advantage, you want that in order to have lobby advantage and be able to win. This car is very specific in that it really likes the transmission S6 and body S6. Now, if you don't have those S6s, you can see a substantial drop in the value of the tuning, and that makes the car less competitive despite the fact that it is otherwise pretty good. As you can see, the jump in evo from just one stage 6 is almost 300. That is about 4/10 difference between what you dyno with or without the transmission stage 6. So certainly you want to leverage that or acquire this stage 6 to leverage for the purpose of live builds because you'll be substantially gimped if you don't have it. Other than that, it doesn't require a lot of upgrades to hit that 636 to 638 mark with the performance points. You want to also look at upgrades where, you know, if you throw in a stage 1 and it adds 2 points, but here it doesn't do much, then it's probably not worth it to get the extra performance points. So that is why I built it like this for now, just to leverage the important points or important upgrades, in my opinion, that gives it good advantage. The other piece, of course, is to play around and make sure that the ultimate dyno is the fastest you can get. I haven't done extensive tests comparing it to turbo intake stages or engine stages with the same performance point, but I can tell you right now with this setup, it's a 11086. Mind you, if you recall, the Corvette's Z06 at 637 does about 2,000 or 19 something points, will do like a 10.9 something. So it's always going to be right there with these guys. If you have the same performance point, about the same evo, their performance isn't going to be too far off. So using the Z06 as a possible benchmark, this isn't too bad. Now, assuming that the Z06 benchmark and this both apply properly to lobby advantage, you should have lobby advantage when racing this particular car. This car also has the additional advantage, much like the Z06 tune from Phoenix Rising, in that it would beat dyno by about 2/10 if driven properly. Once you're tossed into the lobby, your best bet is to look for something to race that you know isn't just a massive dyno beating car that's going to kind of skew your view of what can be done in a lobby. Again, the slower the lobby, the more variants there are with tuning and cars that can beat dyno or has lobby advantage. So don't race one guy and automatically go, oh man, this tune's bad or this tune's good. It doesn't work that way. You have to do a bit of testing with different opponents and figure out where you are. For example, the yellow Corvette here, the C8R, it's actually decent. Has pretty decent evo at this level of build, although I suspect he has a higher performance point than I would at a slightly lower level of evo, but it's also a dyno beating car, so you can race it, but then if they hit nitrous in the last gear, they can decimate you pretty badly as it picks up speed near the end here. So you have to be careful, whoever you race at. You have to have a slight understanding of what their car may be able to do to compare. So again, 11.0 dyno, 11.27 run puts me one lobby down from where I would otherwise be. I suspect that C8R is probably doing pretty good in this lobby, and therefore it's running better than some of the other cars that might be in here. If I take on somebody who's got a car that definitely isn't so easily tuned for live, nor is as strong, and is a newer player, probably missing some fusions and have higher performance point, even if this is down tuned, which this is a possibility since he's raising money, I should be able to at least run with him, if not beat him. Now, going back to lobby advantage, since I just got in here to race, I am not going to push my car too hard. If this guy is in fact tuned to beat dyno and will give me a hard time, I am not going to try to win. I just let him go. But since his car is hard to beat dyno with, without a down tune, I can at least get a feel for the lobby I'm in. And he ran at 11.5. So you can see that I am definitely carrying lobby advantage. Not huge, but enough to constantly give me leverage to win. So 11.2, 11.3, 4 lobby. Opponents with a 11.0 car that can run 10.9, 10.8 is a very strong position to be in. Much like the Z06, which I showed was in 11.2 to start with. And if you're running slow like 11.4, you actually move to potentially even slower lobby. So the Charger Hellcat Redeye, one of the few Dodges coming along in recent memory that actually turned out to be quite decent with minimal upgrades. So this is a decent live racing setup if you want to use it. You can also upgrade the car further and still maintain some of this advantage. But eventually, what I would say is that the upgrade curve catches up with you. If you start to go towards a lot of stage 5 upgrades like this, and start putting in more parts, even if you're not really pushing, you notice how much the performance point jumps, and yet this goes down. Now you can retune this to still get a decent amount of evo, but the car will be less lobby competitive. It will still race okay because it beats dyno, but you'll be less what I would call lobby competitive with advantage, because ultimately your ratio here gets worse and worse. This is 663, excuse me, 663 at 1800 isn't that impressive anymore. Although that's not bad, you can still do okay. And you're at 10.3 at 663 performance point, when many tier 4s will be at 10.3 with like 640 some. So it's not going to have lobby advantage, nor is it going to do well. You can still win, but you won't be as dominating in a lobby. So that's the Charger SRT Hellcat Redeye. My live tune, once again, I'm going to go back to the regular one that I was just using, is basically 0 stages for intake, turbo, 4 stages for the body, 3 stages for tire, and 6 stage for the transmission, which gives you your best evo. All you have to do is tune it to the highest evo, and that would be 1.5, and I believe it was 1900 some evo with here we go. So about 11, no wait, it could be faster than that. Let's see, it should be like a 11086 or 87. 085. So yep, 3.30, 5347, and dyno 11085. We'll do one final test run to kind of cap off this video, so I can show you an all-out run without slowing down. Car again requires a specific kind of shift pattern. You launch perfect, instant second, third, fourth, and third and nitrous and fourth, but usually by the time I figure out what I'm doing, I'm hitting nitrous in fourth. That probably hurts your time just a little bit, but it's not going to kill you. And I just did a 11.0 run on that, so basically a dyno run. If I timed it a little better, I probably could have done a better run. Let's try one more time just to see if we can get it under dyno. The car should run a little bit under dyno at least. It normally runs about 2/10 under with the proper shift pattern. So let's go ahead and try that again. Okay, so here we go. Not my best launch, but should be all right. Okay, and it tops out right near the end. That is a much better run. And what do we got for the final time? 10.9. So about a 10th under on that run. And again, you should be able to get like a high 10.8 with everything being perfect. Not that you really should do that too much or need to do that too much, but that's where the car's at. And with the lobby advantage, it's a pretty good car. So that's my Charger Hellcat Redeye review and quick live racing tune for you. I hope you like that. Any questions, feel free to ask me in chat. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and would like videos like this, subscribe, hit the bell. You get notifications when these videos get put up. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.